What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Board Games Are For Everybody, where today we are going to be playing some more Final Girl. We're going to be doing our first scenario from Series 2, which is the Organism, which I believe is called Panic at Station 2891. That's where we're going to be starting off. We've already set up our board to the best of our ability anyway. The setup card that we got was Good Morning. We do not have a killer in play yet because we do not have killers in play yet. Instead, in this scenario, we have 3 special meeples here that I tried to make as random as possible. You're supposed to just swap one of the yellow victims for them, so I tried to make it as random as I could. So they ended up in these 3 spaces. We have one outside, and we have a couple over here as well. We need to test these organisms, or sorry, they're infected, basically. They're infected victims. Exposed victims is the term that the booklet uses. And we need to test them either by bringing them to the lab space, which is right here, or by using a test kit on them if we have our a test kit in our inventory. Once we do that, we have to draw a test result card, and it's possible that they could be safe or they could mutate into one of our mutated killers. And basically, once we test one, if it does mutate, we have to flip the rightmost card. Now, it's possible that only one could mutate during our playthrough, but it's also possible that all of them could mutate during our playthrough. Now, I need to double check what exactly I guess if they're safe, they turn into a yellow meeple. So we just have to get rid of all of these special meeples here from the board, and that is our victory. So we're going to hope that we don't end up with 3 mutated victims here, because that will not go well. That will not go well. But we are pretty well already set up here, so I think we're just going to hop right into things and get going at it. We are playing as Yuki. If that's not how we pronounce it, that's how I'm pronouncing it. I apologize. Saving victims, we can move 1 space, gain a heart pack, take Furious Strike from the board, or gain 2 time. Our special power, once per turn, you may play a copy of Guard as though it was in your hand. So we get a free guard every turn, which is nice. And for each additional victim we save, we get to lower the horror track by 1. We have 6 HP, and this is our Yuki here. This is why we end up with Guard on our special, because we have a nice little dog companion hanging out with us. In order to save victims, I guess we should go over that. Actually, maybe we'll put this in the middle here so that it's a little easier to see. In order to save victims, they need to travel from the Arctic station to the Arctic airport. So in order to do that, we can either use this special action card provided for this scenario in order to move the helicopter, or some terror cards will also dictate if the helicopter can move or not. And that's pretty much everything. We have our finale card here. We'll see if we get to the finale. We didn't last time, but we will see if we do here. I did not briefly, I did go through all the rules for this, so hopefully we got all of them down. Hopefully. I don't have my special victims out, so hopefully none of them pop up. If they do, I'll have to grab them out of the core box there. And I think we're good to go. If we end a turn on this outside space here, or a victim is on an outside space there, they do gain a frostbite token, and the frostbite deals 1 damage. When does that happen? Each enemy on an outdoor space frostbite, they lose 1 health if they already have a frostbite token. So they get 1 free turn getting frostbite. And then after that, if they're still outside on the next turn, they take 1 damage. So we want to try and get these guys inside in order to not end up getting them killed, because we want to try and save them if we can. If they're in the helicopter, they won't gain frostbite. Also, if a victim is in the helicopter, they can't be targeted by an enemy, and we can have up to 3 people in the helicopter at a time. So we're just going to hop right into this. We're just going to get our first event here. Hidden weapon cache. Shuffle the armory tokens and place 1 face down in each of the 4 outdoor spaces, including the exit space. If you move into one of these spaces, reveal the token. If the token has an X, discard it with no effect. If the token has a gun, this is the armory. This space may now be searched. Take all weapon cards from the unused item cards and shuffle them to create an armory deck. Do not reveal the top card. Okay, I guess we have to take all of the unused item cards. If I had known that from the start, I would have kept them out. So let's see what weapons we have. Flare gun would be a weapon. Another flare gun. Flamethrower, definitely a weapon. So we only have 3 cards that are weapons. So looks like all of the other weapons must be in our regular decks here. Okay, those are back in there. These are our test results. I guess we're going to maybe put the weapon deck up here. Or should we put our... Oh yeah, bonus item deck. We'll put our test results down just in the feature space down here. So we need to shuffle these. This is our armory deck. And we need these guys here. So let's randomize these all up. Armory, armory, armory. This is all frostbite, so just these 4. So let's, oops, shuffle these up here. It said on each space outside of the thing, so I guess there are 4 of them. So armory, 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 armory. And it said if we stop our space on it, correct? This space, discard it. Shuffle the armory tokens and place 1, excluding the exit space. If you move into one of these spaces, reveal the token. So just if we move into it, that's not too bad. And we need a search card to do that. Okay, that's not too bad. So we get to start with all of our 1s, or all of our 0s, sorry, like usual. And I guess we're just going to start by walking. Maybe we could also start by focusing to try and get the horror track down a little bit, because the horror track starts at 5 on this scenario, so that's a bit of a pain. I forgot to get my dice tray, so I guess we're just rolling onto the board and hoping we don't hit anything. We have 1 success and 1 failure, so we lose 1 time, but we do get to reduce the track, and we will go for our other focus as well. 2 successes, so we gain 2 time, and we reduce the horror track by 1. We're also going to discard our short rest and our weak attack in order to get another 2 time, because we don't really need them right now. And then we're going to do some walking. We are going to do some walking. So the hallway is split into 2 separate areas. This section right here is one hallway. This section right here is another hallway. And we will go from there as to how that works out. But we are going to do some walking. Let's see what we got. Oh, 0 successes. That's not good. I think we should have to take 2 time, and we won't worry about moving this turn. I don't want to take a damage right now. So we're going to try our other walk. And 1 success this time, so 1 space and -1 time. So we have our 6 time to buy stuff. It'll probably be for sprint and some searches. Try and get some test kits maybe. So we can move 1 space. We're just going to move into this vertical hallway over here. And that is going to be the end of our turn. So those are going to stay there for now. We now need to buy some stuff. We are going to purchase 2 sprints, I think, for 4, so that we can move. And we'll have 2 left. We don't have anyone in the helicopter yet, but we could possibly get some people to the helicopter if we sprint. 1, 2, 3. That would be 3 spaces, if we get 2 stars anyway. And we could do that. So maybe we'll also take the fly faster as well as I was going to close call maybe, so we can re-roll. So we'll do 2 sprints for 4. We will do a close call, which is 5. We will do fly faster, which is 6. So that is, if I can pick these cards up, everything that we've bought. Those will be available next turn again. This is what we're going to be using for our next turn. And now we get to draw a tarot card, which are all the way up at the top in this Series 2 board. It's not safe in here. Each victim that is adjacent to a hallway moves into the hallway. Panic 1 victim from each utility space. Is anyone in it? No one's in a utility space. Increase the horror track by 2. I guess anyone on the helicopter also gets a frostbite is what that means. Frostbite icon means each victim and each enemy in an outdoor space gains frostbite token or loses 1 health. If they already have frostbite during the upkeep. Oh, I guess it's saying that a frostbite token goes on to the helicopter space. Okay, so each victim that is adjacent to a hallway goes into a hallway. We don't have anyone adjacent to a hallway. Was that just outside? Each victim that is adjacent to a hallway, just adjacent to a hallway, not necessarily outside. So these guys would both move into this hallway. This person would move to this hallway. Both of these guys would move to this hallway. So we now have a bunch of people. This person in the kitchen moves to the hallway. A lot of people in the hallway now. There are a lot of people in the hallways. This hallway is not big enough for all these people in it. 7 people, including me in this one. 3 people in this one. But everyone's in 1 space now. We can move around with people. I guess that's beneficial. We have a frostbite token on the helicopter space. 2 on the horror track. And anyone who panics in a utility space. Now, these exposed victims, I believe, also panic every turn. Always panic during the panic phase, which we are getting to now. So they always panic. So we need to roll. We'll roll 2 for the 2 that are in this one right here. So we've got a 3 and a 4. Well, that's 4. So this one's coming back into the kitchen. Or no, sorry, 3 is... That's 2. 3 is here. I'm looking at it this way. So 1 comes into the kitchen with the 3. And 1 comes into this hallway with the 4. So that's not bad. That actually brings it closer to the lab, which is good for us. Okay, we are going to... So they've panicked. Oh, and then we have to roll for this one down here who also panics. A 5. So they are heading inside. That's not bad. Okay, so that ends our panic phase. We now go to upkeep. So, where were those frostbites? Frostbite icons means you, each victim, and each enemy in an outdoor space gain a frostbite token or lose 1 health if they already have a frostbite token. So I guess it's saying that, so we would put a frostbite token here because there's an outside victim on it. But then it says during the upkeep, frostbite icons means you and each victim. In an outdoor space, gain a frostbite token. Oh, okay. So any person who is outside gains a frostbite token. So this person also would have had one because they're outside. And we're putting one on this space here. So if someone was here, they would have ended up taking a damage because a frostbite token was placed there. I believe that's how that works. It's how I'm interpreting it anyway. So if that's not correct, someone just correct me down below. Future playthroughs, we'll make sure that's a thing. So this person had one, and luckily a second one hasn't been placed here, which is good, but I believe this stays here because we're outside. However, because this person is now inside, this one gets discarded, but this person is still going to have a frostbite token on them. So if they're outside next turn, they're going to be killed, basically. So that's not good. That's not good. And then I guess this one would also be discarded because it's the upkeep phase. During the upkeep phase, discard all frostbite tokens for anyone indoors. So would the one on the helicopter stay there, I guess? I'm unsure. Unsure, because there's no one in that space, right? I would think that because no one's on that space, it doesn't matter. If someone was on that space, they would have taken a damage. But I think because no one's on it, just correct me down below. We'll do it for now. Since no one's there, it gets discarded. And this one got discarded because they came inside. But if this person is outside next turn, we're kind of screwed. That would be bad. That would be bad. Okay, so we're now on our next action phase. So let's see what we got here. I think we're going to try and use a sprint. So we still have our 2 dice here. If we get a 2, we'll move that victim into the lab and we will test them in the lab. If we get the 3, we're going to take this victim over to the helicopter so that they don't die. Because I'd rather they don't die. That would be unfortunate. Wow. Okay. That's unfortunate. I think we got too many good rolls the other day when we were doing Camp Happy Trails. It's changed its mind on dice rolls. Do I take 2 time to reroll both, or do I just reroll 1 for free? We're just going to reroll 1 for free. Oh, still a failure. Really? Well, that's bad. So I now either have to move 1 space, take a heart, and lose 2 time. Well, I guess that's a good point. If I was losing 2 time anyway, I may as well have just rerolled both. So discard 2. Discard 2 to move 2 spaces. Do I really want to do that? That victim outside's going to die. But they're going to die regardless. We don't have the space to move them farther than what we have, so... We'd be losing more time if we choose to not discard these though, right? So I guess we have to discard to take the 1, because it'll at least give us more more to buy. So we still lose 1 time, but we can move 2 spaces. So we're going to move 1, and then we're going to move into the lab with our second move. And this is going to allow us to test this victim. So we're going to see if this victim turns into a mutant or not. So we need to draw, where'd I put them? Over here, a test result. The test result of this exposed victim is safe. They are safe. Replace the exposed victim with a normal victim and remove this card from the game. Okay, so they are safe. They now become a regular victim. I guess one of these guys could have moved in with us too. So we can now try and save these guys. That's the end of our turn. We have no cards left. So we just need to go into the... buying phase, our planning phase. So what do we got here? We're going to have a couple walks, so we can at least move next turn, but we aren't going to be making it very far, I don't think. Oh, we also have our two-way radio that we started with. What's that even do? I didn't even check. Used to move a victim 1 space at the cost of 1 time. May not be used on the same victim more than once in a single turn. That's actually pretty beneficial. That could be pretty useful. I should have... Oh, I can move the person over. Oh, we could spend 1 time and move them over to the helicopter. At least they wouldn't die. Because if they die, our bloodlust is going to go up. And that'll be a pain when we start getting these guys actually active. That could definitely be a pain. So I think we are going to use our radio there. We're going to consume 1 time. And this now has 3 more uses on it. And we're going to move this guy over to the helicopter here. So he is no longer freezing to death. And we have 1 person on the helicopter. Okay. Now our turn's done. So we have 2 time to buy stuff with. That's not a lot. That's not a lot. I guess we're just going to buy a search. Maybe we can get into the supply closets, or even if we could get out to the... Well, we're not going to get to the tool shed. We could possibly get to the commander's hut. The supply closet currently has the old revolver in it. The old revolver may only modify the weak attack action card. And that would give us +1 damage. The tool shed, way on the other side of the map, has the axe in it. The axe could be beneficial. It's a 2-handed weapon, though. And then the commander's hut has this crucifix in it. Discard to ignore any horror level increase or to end the enemy's movement when they're in an adjacent space. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. So yeah, I think we're just going to use our 2 time to grab a search. So we will take that. These are going to go back in. We're also going to take all of these. God, I can't pick these cards up. There we go. We're also going to take all of the zeros that we have left here. Okay, fly faster. Close call is here. Sprint is here. Okay, so we now go to the horror deck. We do not have any enemies yet, so we're just doing a minor power for someone who isn't there yet. Can a minor power... Does the minor power still activate if there's no person on the board yet? The mutated organism closest to you gets this power. Oh, if there are no mutated organisms in play, place this card with the remaining mutated organism cards. The next time a mutated organism card is revealed, it gets this card. Well, fine. Fine. I see how it is. But at least we're safe for the time being. At least we're safe for the time being. So we have 1 person in the station. And now we're in our panic phase. So our 2 exposed people are going to be panicking. We're rolling for red. We got a 4. Oh, they're heading outside like a fucking idiot. Fucking stupid. Stupid. Rolling for the black one. We got a 5. They are heading out into the hallway. Back into the hall. Still a lot of people in that hallway. Okay, we're now in the upkeep phase. Frostbite icon. Each victim and each enemy in an outdoor space gain a frostbite token or lose 1 health if they already have a frostbite token. Oh, so I guess because that happened from the panic, they're taking a health. And they only have 1 health, which means I think we have to expose them because they died. I believe that's how that works. Where was that? In here. Mutate organisms, safe, simulated, acquiring test kits. If killed by a game effect, like a location terror card, event, or other effect, which would be them being frostbitten to death, draw a test result card and apply the effects. See below. There is no below, to be fair. There's no below. Okay, so we have to reveal a test result. The test result for the red exposed victim is... Oh, assimilated. Reveal the mutated organism and apply the bloodlust effect from the bottom of the current bloodlust level. So, this now gets shuffled back in with our other cards here. Which there's only 2 of, so I'm trying to actually randomize this as much as possible. I'm just going to keep rambling and talking while I'm shuffling, so I can't remember where the card is as I just do this back and forth. Okay. Hopefully it's not at the top. That would suck. So we have to reveal this one on the right-hand side here. And we've got... Oh, the strong one. That's not good. That would be this guy here. So this guy is now turning into... We have our first guy here. So this is going to come down here. He has 6 total health. So we need 5 tokens. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This was killed, so I guess it goes to the killed thing. Oh, but I guess they weren't killed. They were mutated into the thing, so the mutation will have the frostbite. Mutated organisms are considered killers. If the victim is assimilated, reveal the rightmost killer, replace it with the matching mutated organism card, which we've done. This is now the mutated organism. Place the matching token, matching the meeple, above the card. Set up the health and final tokens as you would normally, then immediately apply all bloodlust. Effects on the card from the lowest level of bloodlust. Important, shuffle the assimilated test result back into the test result deck. If possible, the remaining exposed victims have also been assimilated. Okay. Place the token matching the meeple above the card. I mean, we have our guys here, so what? That goes there? I mean, I want that on the board. And then do the bottom bloodlust. So he attacks for 1 and moves 1. So I guess they move 1 space and attack. Or do they move 1 space? Because here it says they move towards the closest victim, but here it just says they attack. Movement. Do they move? Doesn't say they move. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Hold on. Set up the health, mutate organism, important, blah, 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 blah. Immediately apply all the bloodlust effects on the card from the lowest level of the bloodlust through to the current level. That's pretty rough, eh? So we're only on the lowest. So he attacks for 1, and I guess moves 1. And this would just be he moves towards the closest victim. That's what's confusing me, though, because it's not right here. There should be a boot here if he moves. But I don't think he moves. On his... Oh, wow, that's rough, eh? On his turn, he moves towards the closest victim or final girl and attacks during the finale. Oh, he just attacks as the killer. But on the finale, he moves and attacks. That's pretty rough. So I believe he would end up chilling out here. We'll keep the red one here. And we apply the attack 1. Because there's nothing about moving. That's just where we are. So we apply the attack 1, which there's no one in his space. So there's no one for him to attack. Right? Right? I'm pretty sure that's right. So we now have to try and kill this guy. But he is also still frostbitten. So I'm just going to slide that frostbite token to him while he's out here. And that was from the upkeep phase. So we are now back to our next action phase. I feel like I did that wrong, but that's okay. I'm sure someone will correct me, which I appreciate. I would appreciate that. That would be great. Okay, so we now have... that's bad, eh? We now have a person. So we're going to focus, try and get that horror track down. 2 stars, nice. So we're going to gain 2 time, and our horror track goes down 1. We're going to use another focus. We'll get rid of the weak attack and the short rest in order to make that a success instead of a possible success. So that is another 2 time and another lowered 2 more, and we get our 3 dice, which would be nice. We're definitely going to use that to buy some attack stuff. We're going to try and take this guy out before he does too much damage to us. I mean, I guess he wouldn't even attack here because there's no attack thing. But on his space, if he's in a space that we're in, he would attack us, so. Okay, we're going to walk. We're going to walk. Oh, partial success or no success. Lose 2 time or move a space. Nah, I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to do that. I don't have any close calls or anything, so... I'd rather not take a health while we have a guy on here, and because I'm going to go try and kill him on the next turn. Well, not kill him, but I'm going to try and attack him for sure. So I think we're just going to discard our last 2 cards here to turn this into a success instead. So we can move 1 space. And we're going to move into the hallway here with our other 2 victims, which may be a stupid idea, but we're going to do it. So we're going to chill in this hallway over here, this horizontal hallway with all the people here. That's going to be the end of our turn. We're now into our planning phase. So I think we're going to purchase the critical blow for 6, which is going to put us down to 4. Actually, you know what? I don't think we're going to attack quite yet. We're actually going to buy 2 distraction cards for 3 apiece. So that'll be a total of 6, like the critical blow would have been. So we're still at 4. And then we're going to buy these 2. Well, we're going to buy 1 sprint for 2. We're going to buy a close call for 1 and the fly faster for 1. That's going to put us down to 0. And that's going to be our buying phase. Did I take a search? Nope, search is up here. These are all zeros. Okay, so those will be our cards for the next turn. We are now on to the killer phase. Resolve the killer action, which is to attack the final girl or the victim. But seeing as there's no one on their space, we're good to go. So we are drawing a terror card. Oh, that sucks. Okay. It just absorbed them. If there is no mutated organism in play, panic all exposed victims and increase the horror track. But we do have a mutated organism in play, so I guess we don't have to increase the horror track. That's nice. Move towards the closest victim and attack twice. But luckily they can only move one space, so they're not going to get to us. If a victim was killed, the mutated organism recovers health. So they would move one towards the closest victim, which is going to be this way towards us. They're now inside, so they're unfortunately not going to take a damage from that. They're unfortunately not going to take a damage from that frostbite, is what I was trying to say. Okay, they're inside now. So that was their turn. We're now in the panic phase. We need to panic our exposed victim here. A 4 is what we got, which means that they are coming into the rec room. Oh no, that's from the other side. They're coming into this hallway here. More people in the hallway, Jesus. Okay, and now we do the upkeep phase. So this frostbite token is gone since he is now inside. And yeah, that's that. I still don't know what this Skeedozer does. There wasn't really anything in the setup rules about what the Skeedozer does. I assume it has something to do with maybe the terror deck. There's something in the terror deck, but there was nothing in the rules for Station 2891 or for the organism about what it does. So. Yeah, doesn't say anything about it in the rules. Place the Skeedozer. It just says place Skeedozer token in any outdoor space that is adjacent to a utility. But it doesn't say anything about how to use it. Actually, there's probably something about vehicles in the core instructions, eh? My guess would be that if I'm on that space, I can use it to move. Let's double check our core rules here. I'm sure there's something in there about vehicles. The planning phase, ending the action phase. I didn't use many vehicles in the scenarios that we played. I did have the bicycle, but that was an item card. Oh, maybe there are keys. Maybe there's a key in the items. That would make sense, I suppose. Yeah, I didn't see anything in here. Maybe there's a set of keys in the items. Okay, so they moved in, upkeep. We did all that, so we're on to our next turn. Maybe I should have bought 2 sprints. 2 sprints might have been a good idea because I now can't move. I can't move victims through the enemy here, and I have nothing to attack with. So we're going to start with a distraction. We're going to try and get this horror track down. Ooh, a success and a partial success. Put this back up. The other distraction would be good, especially if we get 3 dice. So we're going to discard the close call and the fly faster. I do need to move, but we're going to discard these 2 to turn this into a success. So we're going to decrease the horror track by 2, and we're going to gain 2 time. So that's nice. So that's down by 2. We now have 3 dice, so that's nice. We're going to use our other distraction. We now have 3 dice to roll with. Oh, also, this guy's supposed to have The thick skin, huh? So he needs, well, where did I put my health? Oh, it's up here. He needs 3 more health on here. That's a bit of a pain. We have to do an extra 3 damage to him, so he now has 9 health. And what does this do? Next time, or get closest to you gets this power. If there's no mutate, oh, it's just extra health. Okay. So no special ability. We just failed this, which sucks. And we only have 1 card left, so we can't do anything about it. So we either have to increase the horror track by 1, or we lose 4 time and we can decrease the horror track by 1, which I think is what we're going to do. So 2/2, decrease by 1. That sucks, but decreasing is good because now anytime we decrease, we're going to end up getting time back in following turns, so that's nice. And then we're just going to try our sprint here, try and get some movement. Geez, well, 1 success anyway. And no cards, so we can move up to 2 spaces and we lose the time. That kind of sucks. We could head into the lab and we could test this other victim. We could do that. And then I'll still have a movement of 1. Or we could just try and escape. But if I go outside, then that's not going to be good, eh? That would probably be bad. I feel like I'm not doing the frostbite right. I'm going to have to look into the frostbite. Like, I'm looking at it, and I don't think that if you're outside during the upkeep, the frostbite gets activated. I think it's just like what we had on that terror card there where we had to add 1 to the helicopter space. I think that is what it meant by the frostbite. But we'll play the way we've been playing. If you're outside at the end of the turn, the frostbite activates. I think that makes sense. It's a rough penalty, but I think it makes sense. So we have 2 spaces to move. We can either go into the lab and check this other victim and hope that they're safe, because then we'll just have to kill this 1 guy, which will make this pretty short, but could be worse. Or we just hop out with some victims, try and get some victims away. I could also go into the supply closet, but I don't have a search to search the supply closet, so that wouldn't help us at all. I think we're going to hop into the lab. We'll bring 1 person and this victim with us. We're going to test the victim because we moved into the space, which I believe we get to do before our second movement. So we're going to test the victim, and I'm going to hope that they are not another... Oh no, assimilated. 2 of our victims were assimilated monsters. The atrocities. So we have to flip this one, which is, whatever the heck this thing is, this tiny guy here. The fast one. That's rough, eh? That'll go there. I need this guy here. He has 5 health. So we now have 2 guys we have to kill. Luckily, we're still at the bottom bloodlust, so that's good. That'll go there. This guy turns into this guy. He has 5 health, so we need 4. However, they are going to attack because they activate that bottom bloodlust, so they are going to attack for 1 damage. Right? They attack for 1 damage, move towards, attack the closest. Do they attack for 1 damage? Man, this is what's confusing me, because it doesn't have the icon for them to do an attack. But down here has the 1 and 1 still. So I would think that they would attack But up here is attack and move towards. And this is move towards. So I think because no one's dead yet, they don't attack. I'll have to look into that. I'm going to do it like that for the time being. I don't think they attack us because the bloodlust isn't up yet. But it shows that they do damage, but I think that's just if it comes off of a terror card, right? So they won't attack us because they don't currently have an attack, I think is the way it goes. But we are going to have to move now. So we have our second movement, I believe, provided I don't have to end my turn in order to do that. We could be playing this super wrong. It's possible. It's possible. So we now have our end goal. That was the end of our turn, by the way. We now have our end goal. We have to kill both of these organisms in order to succeed. They are about to fuck some shit up. I've got to say, I think they're about to fucking wreck us because there are a lot of victims in these halls. I now need to focus on getting victims the fuck away from these guys. Because I think they're just going to go on a killing spree. I think this bloodlust is going to go up very quick. Super quick. I want to double check. Mutated organisms are considered killers. They take their killer action and any terror card killer actions as normal. If multiple mutated organisms are in play, resolve their actions one at a time, starting with the leftmost mutated organism as they appear on the killer board. If the finale is triggered, the mutated organisms will have additional killer actions affected by the F and will perform them directly after the K actions. Before the finale is triggered, they only perform the K action, followed by resolving a terror card as usual. I still feel like the finale is supposed to get activated at a certain point. Not just when the terror deck runs out, but according to the book, it was when the terror deck runs out. But I feel like there's just another time that it would activate. Maybe it's when they get down to low health. That would make sense. So we get +1 die if we get them down to 1 health. That would be nice. So that's done. We now have to go into our planning phase. We only have 3 time. That's not helpful. Not particularly helpful. We have to buy that other sprint, and I think we're going to end up buying a close call because we need to start doing movement, and we also need to start getting stuff set up here so that we can start attacking, because we need to take these guys out sooner rather than later. We are going to take all of these, though. So that will be our next turn. Sprint, distraction, fly faster, close call, distraction. Okay, panic phase. No one left to panic. No one's died this turn. Killer phase. This killer panics. Oh, interesting. So the killer panics into another spot. So this one panics, so we have to roll for their panic. It is a 2. Which means that they stay in the lab. They didn't panic anywhere. And then our other guy attacks Final Girl or a victim, but they are not in a space with one, so we're okay. So we are now in terror card. We need to draw a terror card. Survive at all costs. If there is no mutated organism in play, add a bloodlust. There is. Move 1 towards the closest final girl or victim and attack. If a victim was killed, draw and resolve the next terror card. Fuck. That's not good. So starting from the left, this guy moves towards, and this guy's in the hallway. And they attack. They always attack victims first. So we have our first dead victim. The bloodlust track goes up 1. That's bad. Geez. Okay. Yeah, that's not good, eh? Exposed victims, mutated organisms. When one of the mutated organism loses its final health and there is still at least one other mutated organism on the board, lay it on its side and finish the current phase before checking the mutated organism's final health token. If the token is blank or it was a white final health token, the mutated organism is dead and should be removed from the board. If the health replenishes... I don't remember how you end up with white ones. I know they exist, but I don't remember if maybe they just get put in randomly with the other ones. I've just been choosing from with the black ones. Maybe I'm making it harder for myself. I'm not sure. I was trying to find out. What was I trying to find out here? Mutated organism killers. Oh, right. Their attack patterns here. Okay, so they only do the list of things when... I believe they only do the list of things when they come into play, right? They take their killer action card and any terror card killer action as normal. If multiple mutated organisms are in play, resolve action starting with the leftmost one, and they appear on the killer board. The finale has been triggered. Blah, blah, blah. Performing a test. If the victim is assimilated, reveal the rightmost card on the killer board and replace it with the matching mutated organism card. This is now the mutated organism. Place token and matching mutable setup. Final health tokens you normally would, then immediately apply all bloodlust effects. So that's only when they come into play, so we don't have to worry about that stuff. So they did deal 1 damage to that victim, and they killed the victim, so that's our first dead victim of the game. Like I said, I think we're about to get fucked. I think they're about to go on a pretty big fucking killing spree. So that one moved and activated. This one is going to move and activate. So he's also going to kill someone. So this guy's dead. So that's another bloodlust up. Ouch. That sucks. We need to start doing some damage, eh? Okay. It's going to be hard, but we'll do our best. I feel like I'm missing something with this bloodlust thing. I feel like I'm missing something here. I hope I'm not. Although each mutated organism has its own final health token, you only get +1 die. Yep. Bloodlust token is above 3, starting space. Kate resolves revealed effects, starting from the bottom. Mutated organism targets the closest victim. Moves 2 spaces. Second bloodlust effect is also to move to the closest victim. But since it's in the same space, lasts... Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah, no, it looks like the bloodlust thing is just when they activate. I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like every time that goes up that they should do something, but oh well. I feel like I'm just trying to make the game harder on myself for whatever reason. So that's another person dead, so that sucks. They're just doing more damage now at this point, which is bad. It's also moving 2 now, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, that sucks. We're gonna have to start moving stuff soon. So that's the killer phase. We did the terror card. We now need to do the panic phase. If a victim was killed this turn, panic all victims in the killer's space, which there are currently 2. So we need to roll 2 dice. 3 and a 4. So one person's coming into the lab. 1, 6. Oh, 4 and 5. And the other one's coming into the other hallway here. Okay, well, that was a rough turn. So upkeep phase, there's nothing to upkeep. I haven't been using my two-way radio. I should probably be using that, huh? We're going to try and get some people to the helicopter, I think. We're going to try and get some people to the helicopter. Also going to try and get over to the tool shed. Did I buy a sprint? I did not. Oh, I did. I did. Good. Okay, we're going to try and get to the tool, but I don't have a search, do I? I don't. We could try and get to the tool shed for our next turn. Okay, we're going to start with the focus. Oh, fuck, seriously? 3 partial successes. I would really like 2 successes, but 1's good enough. We'll at least get our time back for it, but I don't really want to discard anything. That's the problem. I guess I could have attacked first, huh? Oh well. We will discard our short rest and our weak attack in order to switch one of these to a star. So we're going to lose a time. But we get to gain a time because we lower the horror track. So basically we just wasted 2 cards opposed to losing 2 time, because I would rather not lose 2 time. That would be bad. We're going to try another focus. Just trying to get some time here. Well, it's better. At least we don't have to discard anything this time. Or, well, I guess we would have to discard if we wanted to try and actually gain some time, right? Because all we would be doing with 1 star is losing a time to gain a time. So I guess we're going to I could use the close call, I guess, to re-roll a die. We'll do that. Well, that sucks. Okay, so we just wasted our call. We're still at 6 time. Well, that was a waste of a bunch of cards. We tried. It's not great rolls, that's all. 2, I will take that. We can move up to 3 spaces for 1 time. Okay. We are moving 1. We're going to take these 2 guys with us to go 2. We need to reveal this armory spots. It is nothing. We're going to go 3 to over here. Also nothing. We're now in this spot here. All of us are currently frostbitten because we're outside. We are going to use a walk. 1 star, that's all I needed. Or do I want 2? Good question, eh? I want to try and get to the tool shed, right? But I only have 1 card left, so it won't do anything. So we lose a time, and we can move 1 space. We are going to move into the helicopter space here. We're going to get these 2 guys onto the helicopter. So our helicopter is now full. We're still frostbitten here, but the guys in the helicopter are safe. We're going to use our last walk, hoping for 2 stars so we can get... Oh, well, we're not going to get into the tool shed, but we will figure out where the armory is. 3 stars, nice. So we're going to go 1, 2 to this space over here. There's our armory. It is on that space over there. So I don't have any search tokens right now, so that's not going to do much for us, but that's okay. And that's the end of our turn. That is the end of our turn. We have 4 in order to spend. We're going to be taking a sprint. We're going to be taking a fly faster to try and get these guys to the Arctic airport. So that's 3. And then I guess we'll take a close call, right? It's the only other one to take. Okay, so walk, sprint, close call, focus. Okay, that is our turn. Put that back up to 6. We now need to do the killer action. Hopefully next turn we can get those victims to the Arctic airport and get them out of there. We're going to take a damage based on the rules we were saying because we're outside during the upkeep. But we aren't at the upkeep yet. So, this guy's panicking. A 1. He's heading over here into the lab. That's not good. That is bad. Our other killer is attacking final girl or a victim. There's no one left in the hall. We managed to get the other guys to escape. Okay, tarot card. Yep, that sucks. If there is no mutated organism in play, 1 horror track and discard 1 random action card from your hand. Oh, I was supposed to reveal the next tarot card on that last turn, wasn't I? Whoops. We'll just ignore that I forgot to do that. I'll apply 2 now, I guess, even though it would have affected the guys that I got to the helicopter. We'll just ignore it. We'll just have to ignore the fact that I forgot to reveal another card. Whoops. Hit and run. So move towards the final girl and attack, or the closest victim and attack, and then move 2 towards the closest victim. So starting from the left, he is already in a victim space, so this guy is being killed, unfortunately. This isn't going well. And then I guess he's only 1 space away from the ones in the hall, so he would move towards them. So this guy is moving over here opposed to towards us, and he's attacking one of these guys. So this is going up again. Oh God, no. This isn't going to go well. Okay, and then they move 2 towards the closest victim. So this guy is going to move 1, 2, since the closest victim is trapped in this room over here. And then the other one's already in the victim space. So yeah, that's no good. So we're now in the panic. So this hallway guy's panicking with a 1. 5, 6, 4. Oh God, they're panicking to outside. Of course they are. So they're now outside with a frostbite, which means they're about to die. So we're now in our upkeep phase, which we still have a terror deck, so no terror card. Jeez. The way we've been playing is that because we're outside during the upkeep, we take a damage. So that would mean that this person dies. I definitely have to look into this because I don't know if that's right or not. I think it's just when we draw it from the cards there, but I would guess that if you don't get back inside, you Because you're not discarding the card, right? But who knows? Who knows? And then we would take a damage, so we're down to 5 damage left. That's rough. And it's now our... Sorry, I think it's hailing out. Atmospheric, in our winter Alaskan base here, to have some hail. It might just be rain. Anyway, it's now our action phase again. This is not going well. This is going quite poorly for us. I don't think this is going to work out for us. Quite good. I don't think this is going to go good for us. So we're going to start by using the fly faster. We are luckily still getting 3 dice. That's nice. 2 stars would be great. Ugh. We're going to close call. We're going to take 2 time to try and re-roll all our dice. I really would like to get these guys to that airport. Hey, look at that. 2 successes. So we get to move that airport token from the station 2 spaces. So we are now at the Arctic airport, which means we have saved 3 victims. We actually saved some people. Whoop-de-doo. We're going to gain 2 time back. We're going to gain a heart back. So we're back at our max, so that's nice. And we're also going to take the Furious Strike, because having something to attack with, I think, would be beneficial for us. We need to start buying guards and retaliates in case these guys come into our space. That is something we're going to have to do. Oh, geez. Where do I want to get? I want to be in the tool shed with a search. So we're going to rinse. One success and a partial success. So we lose 1 time and we can move up to 2 spaces. So we're going to head into the tool shed. I'm guessing that the tool shed counts as an indoor space. So I guess we would get rid of this during the upkeep phase. And then we're going to hold on to this for when we need it. That victim's probably going to die. I'm sorry, victim. I can't do anything for you. Okay, we're going to get all of these back this turn. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 3. We have 5 time. We need a search in order to search the tool shed so that we can get that axe. We could take another search so that we can get 2 items. That might be beneficial for us. We're here already. We have movement. So we're going to take 2 searches, which is going to bring us down to 1. And then we will also take a close call, which I believe puts us up to 10 cards in our hand. If I can pick them up, I'm having such trouble with these cards right now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards in our hand. So that's going to be our hand for the next turn, if we even make it to the next turn. Sprint, fly faster, close call. Okay, that's the end of our turn. This is going pretty rough. It is now the killer phase. So our guy here panics for a 1. So he is heading outside, which is going to give him a frostbite token. The other guy attacks. No one is in the space though, so nothing happens. And then we need to draw a tarot card. Who can we trust? If there is no mutated organism in play, panic each of the exposed victims and put 2 on the horror track. Move towards the closest final girl or victim and attack. That's unfortunate. So, yeah, we're at 2. That's pretty bad. So 1, 2, 2 damage is going to kill this victim. All the victims are gone. No more victims. This is bad. See, I'm wondering if when they activate, they also activate this side card here. That would make sense, I guess, right? So I guess we haven't really been doing that every time they go through. We haven't been doing the bloodlust properly. I think it also does the left-hand side here. It's just when they get summoned, they go through all of them, opposed to always going through all of them. So if we were here, we would have had to draw an event card for that. So let's draw an event card. Pair up, remove all the victims that are alone in the space for the board and place them two at a time in the following locations until none are left: kitchen, radio room, rec room, and lab. So I guess that would have gone up while he was still out here. We still would have had a victim here. So what was the first one? Kitchen? Oh, well, that doesn't do much for us. They're still going to die. And then he would move 3, this one. So 1, 2. He would still attack for 2, which is still going to kill them. Bloodlust goes up 1. And then we have to do the killer action for this guy. So it would be to attack for 3 because there's no... See, I need to watch someone play this scenario to figure out how this bloodlust track works. I'm not 100% sure if you're supposed to activate this left-hand side or not. Because they're just doing their regular killer attack, right? They're not doing... I'll have to look into it. We already played the event, so I guess we should just keep playing like that. All it's going to do is make it harder for us. All it's going to do is make it harder for us. So they're going to attack. They at least aren't moving to... Well, they are moving towards us, though, eh? Then what's their movement? A movement of 2? So they would go 1, 2, because that's the closest way to us. So at least they aren't attacking. So that's good. But will we draw another event? I don't know. I'm going to have to watch someone play this one. I feel like we're doing this very wrong, but we're already an hour 15 into it, so if it's wrong, it's wrong. Someone's going to have to let me know. It's just this blood track, the blood track that's confusing me. I understand that when they get summoned, you go through the entire thing, but it's when they activate. I'm not sure if you also include this left-hand row. I think it's just when they come into play, but we've already done it, so oh well. Well, I guess we won't worry about the event card for this one, just in the case that we are doing it wrong. That way it's at least half and half. Half wrong, half right. There's no one left to panic, so that's done. And I guess our upkeep phase, this would disappear because we're in a thing, and this would also disappear because the killer's also inside there. And then we go to our next action phase. So we're going to start by trying to get some time here. We luckily still have 3 dice, since guys have been... Oh my god, these half rolls are killing me. They're killing me. We're going to take 2 time to re-roll all of our dice. So we can at least get 1 extra if we get 2 stars. 1 star. I guess we'll discard the short rest and the weak attack to turn this into 2. So at least we'll gain 1 extra time from this. We gain 2 time plus 1 for overdoing the horror track. So we're up to 7 at least. And then we're going to try our other focus. Wow. That's unfortunate. So we just lost 2 on that. So that did nothing for us. We're going to search. Try and get some stuff here. Okay, 2, that's good. So take the top 2 item cards at your space, choose 1. So we're in the tool shed, so we're going to be taking that axe for sure. Well, there's no point in us taking the test kit because there's no one left to use it on. So that's going to stay here, but we are definitely taking the axe. And we're just going to toss that right into our hands. So we do an additional 2 damage. So that's nice. The second one was list of things. Immediately roll a die. 1 to 2, supply closet. 3 to 4, tool shed. 5 to 6, commander's hut. Reveal all the item cards in the associated item deck, keeping their order the same. Then discard this card. We'll put that on the bottom. I'm not really too interested in that one. We'll try and see what... Oh, we missed a card here. We'll try and see what the next one is if we get another opportunity. So that one now stays face down. We're not going to take the test kit. There's no point. We have our Furious Strike. We could try and go after the killer, but I don't have a guard or a retaliate or anything, so that's not going to do him much for us. So maybe we'll do the other search while we're here. Useless. Can I discard stuff? I could discard the walks, I guess. I don't really want to discard the Furious Strike. I want to keep that. So we're doing 4 damage with this. We're doing... a nothing is 2 on the horror track and -2 time if we take the item. Or it's just 1 and -2 time if we don't take the item. I guess we're staying here this turn. We're going to discard our 2 walks to turn this into a success. So we just get to take the top card and we lose a time. So we're at 4 time. It's enough to buy 2 guards or to buy the retaliate. The retaliate would be good too. He's probably going to move into our space next turn, so having that retaliate would be beneficial. Okay. So that's our turn. We do at least get the top item of the tool shed here. It is Thule, the Alaskan Husky. Grr, roof. It's more like that, more aggressive. When an enemy enters your space, deal damage to it. The next time you take damage, ignore it and discard this card instead. This ally is not considered in your backpack, but the card may be kept there. Okay, so we have an additional thing. So we deal a damage when someone comes into our space. That's nice. That's nice. And we also discard him if we take damage. Now, we're going to try not to do that as much as possible. Now that we're in the upkeep, the planning phase here, we have 5 time. We're going to buy this retaliate for... we have 4 time. So we're just going to buy this retaliate for 4. That's all we're going to be buying. Pretty sure he's going to be moving into our space, so we're just... I'm not going to be able to move next turn. That's bad. We're just going to hop into... retaliating as best we can. Search was here. Focus, short rest, weak attack. Okay. It's now the killer phase. They get to do their killer actions. So this guy panics for a 5. That's going to bring him back out into the hall. The other guy attacks, but there's no one to attack in his space. Terror card. It senses we're vulnerable. We sure fucking are. If there's no mutated organism in play, panic each victim in or adjacent to a utility space. First, move towards the final girl or the victim and attack. Second, move towards the final girl or victim and attack. So 4 attacks are going off potentially this turn. So starting from the left, this guy is going to move. He is moving 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3, I guess would be the faster one. And then our other guy goes. He is moving 2 spaces, which brings him into the tool shed with us. He takes 1 damage because of our husky. So that's something at least. Unfortunately, it comes off this thick skin. And he's going to attack us, which means we're going to lose our husky this turn. We are going to use our retaliate in retaliation. So he's attacking. We need 2 stars would be nice. Of fucking course. We did nothing, so that sucks. He deals 3 damage to us, but instead of taking that damage, we can discard the Husky. So that's been discarded. We take no damage. Unfortunately, the Husky sacrificed itself for us, and I feel bad because it was in vain. That stays there. Okay, and then we stab that second attack still. So they are moving 3 towards us. Everyone's just chilling in the tool shed here. They are attacking for 2 damage. So we're taking 2 damage. And then the other guy is already in our space and attacking, and he is dealing 3. Oh, his movement is 3. Oh no, on this side. Movement 2, attack 3. I keep looking at this one. So he's in our space. He's attacking for 3. We have 1 health left. That's not good. So when we get attacked, we're going to be flipping that over to see if we're alive still. But for the time being, we are alive. However, I only have an attack card. So we're not going to be doing a whole lot this turn. We are not going to be doing a whole lot this turn. No one's around to panic. There's nothing to upkeep. Yep, this is going to be a rough turn. All we can do is attack. So we're attacking. We got fucking nothing. Oh my god. Oh my god. These rolls have been ridiculous today. We can't do anything about that. We got nothing, which means we lose a heart. Our horror track goes up by 1, and our turn's done. So let's see if we're still alive. Are we still alive for the killers to kill us on their turn? 1 health. We have 1 health left. Our turn is over. It is now the killer's turn. And the first one panics. I guess he doesn't attack us at least. A 5. Nope, 1 to 4. He's chilling in the tool shed with us. The other guy attacks us. We have nothing to stop him with. He deals 3 damage to our 1 damage left. We have unfortunately been killed by the organism, the strong organism. And that is that. We have failed. We have failed. Panic at station 2891. Shit. That was good. I really like the mechanic of exposing the victims and seeing if they turn into organisms or not. How do we do better with this? I guess we just have to try and focus more on saving people early on. Maybe even saving victims even before we start exposing, testing the exposed ones. Maybe trying to save the victims first would be better. That could be a plan. Other plan would be to maybe do some more searching for items. Having the axe definitely would have helped us if our rolls didn't suck. And maybe we should try and keep more guards and the retaliate in our inventory, because those would be incredibly beneficial, because these guys move super quick. They move super quick, and a lot of the cards seem to be doing two actions at a time. So getting 2 movements of 3, moving 6 spaces in 1 turn, or 4 spaces in 1 turn, that's pretty rough. So hopefully next time we try this, it'll go better. We've got some semblance of a strategy for next time, I guess. I'm going to look into how this bloodlust track works. I'm pretty sure the left-hand column only applies when they get summoned in. Pretty sure it only applies when they get summoned in. And then everything else is just move and attack, but I could be wrong. I'll have to watch someone play this scenario and see how they interpret it. And I also have to check the frostbite. I have to see how that properly works. I want to look through the item cards here and see if there was a key for that vehicle out there because I don't... Knife, first aid. Oh, there's another dog. List of things, flamethrower. Ski dozer keys, here it is. You may not use the ski dozer. The ski dozer token must remain outdoors. It may be used for either the following effects. Move to any outdoor space, or when the outdoor space just outside the lab, place the whole token there, which makes it 2 spaces. That's not bad. So that's what activates. There's this token here right outside the lab. So long as you have the ski dozer and you're on that space, it looks like you can make that an extra space. Move to any outdoor space, or when in the outdoor space just outside the lab, place the whole token. Is that just when the ski dozer's there, or if you're there? And I guess it would be when the ski dozer's there. So yeah, that was Panic at Station 2891. We failed miserably. We failed miserably. Probably a combination of getting confused by this bloodlust track as well as it being our first time playing it. Just poor strategy on our part. But hopefully next time we will do a little better. We did at least save a few people. Everyone else died and 2 people mutated, but we saved a few people. They got away. They get to live their lives knowing that there's a mutation going on at Station 2891. But yeah, that's it for this video. So hopefully, we also didn't use our two-way radio a lot. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by things I'm remembering. We didn't use our two-way radio a lot. We should probably focus on using that a bit more as well. But yeah, that's it. That's it for this video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you have played Panic at Station 2891 scenario for Final Girl, let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. If watching this has made you want to try out Final Girl yourself, let me know that down below as well. It's always interesting to see what kind of games people end up checking out based on what we take a look at on the page here, on the channel here. If you guys are over on Instagram, you can follow us at the Board Games Are For Everybody Instagram page. We just post games, post photos of games that we're playing, as well as games that we pick up. Just come hang out, talk about games, have a good time. If you are on Board Game Arena, you can send me a friend request at Games Are For Everybody. Just Games Are For Everybody over on Board Game Arena. But yeah, that's everything. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully I will see you next time, where we will have a better understanding of the rules. Maybe it's just because the little pamphlets here didn't fully explain it well. Maybe I just got confused, but that's nothing new. Anyone who's watched my videos knows that's nothing new. But we'll see how it goes next time. Until then, just remember that board games are for everybody. And until next time,